Morning, everybody. It's 9:16, and I'm going to skip through this quickly because we have the non-farm payrolls before the month came out. The markets were sharply lower. Dow down 337, Nasdaq down 323, and the S&P down 60. That was basically the Amazon earnings and the fact that Apple's earnings were okay, but they didn't set the world on fire. But we had non-farm payrolls this morning, and the number is light. 114,000. That's versus last week's reported 206, which has been revised down to 179. Unemployment rate, in spite of that, up to 4.3. Average hourly earnings up 0.2%. Expectations were up 3%. Also coming in light was the year-over-year number, 3.6% versus 3.9 last month, which was reduced to 3.8. Work week was down 1/10, 34.2 hours versus 34.3 hours. Labor participation rate, always important, unchanged, 62.7. The U3 was 4%, and the U6, which is the underemployment, was dramatically hot, 7.8% versus last month's 7.4%. Right now, the Dow has sunk as far as minus 510, Nasdaq minus 456, and the S&P is currently down 101. These are pretty big numbers, and the chart on the screen is the oil, and as you can see, while it hasn't broken the trend line, it is solidly below the rising 200-week moving average, and that has been in effect bouncing off that since it broke above it way back here in 2021, the beginning of 2021. So we could have a leg down here in the oil just based on demand. And I also use this as a poll for Mr. Trump, since he is a drill candidate. And if you recall, his average price for oil was about $43 or $44 while he was president on average. Okay, the NASDAQ is now down 485. Interest rates are sharply lower. Excuse me, the dollar versus the yen is sharply higher. It was trading as high as about 154 in the last week or so. It's now 147.63. That's down $1.75. Some of the big names here, we have Google down about 4. We have the Amazon down 17. Apple is about unchanged with yesterday's close, down about 3. Microsoft down 12. Nvidia down 5. Tesla down 4. Boeing is down another 2 and change, and Broadcom is down about 5. The only one that's up in that entire group of mega caps is McDonald's, 269.98. That's up $1.25. It comes with great sadness that I have to announce that our dear friend and trader Dennis passed away last night. He had been sick for a while with both pancreatic cancer and having a fairly serious stroke because of the chemo that he was on. So really sorry to miss him. I'll address it in the weekly letter. Let's just take a quick look at the rest of the futures. As I said, oil down $1.60, grains are unchanged to slightly higher, heating oil down, gasoline down, nat gas up gold up 26.5 after a strong day yesterday. New high 25.2250. The silver is bouncing back. It was as high as 29.35. It's now 28.91. So coming back in. Copper is slightly higher. The S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ all sharply lower. The dollar is down 95 cents, even with that big move in the yen, or especially because of that big move in the yen. Bitcoin, a little bit of a bounce, but after trading 70,000 and then trading down to 64, 65,050, up 1260 is not all that impressive, and the bonds, as I mentioned, bonds are sharply higher, up 1 and 17/32. Okay, folks, have a good weekend.